Certina, my friends, just released a completely new watch, the DS Action GMT, which is potentially one of the best good-looking GMTs of the year and probably the best DS Action the brand ever made. The DS Action is one of the most reliable line of diver watches priced on an affordable range, combining very well the function-first design with the elegance, the robustness and the longevity ensured thanks to the double security turtle. And Certina stepped up massively this time, offering an exciting new model by simply actioning two aspects. One being the addition of the GMT complication as an appealing platform, making good use of the right color combinations, and second, by adjusting the size into a more comfortable dimension, which is more relevant for the vast majority of the people. I believe the creation of this GMT is a quick win for the brand, combining the beautiful design of the DS Action with a true GMT functionality, which can result into a tremendous success. I estimate that this will be one of their best-selling watches. For good reason, this is a completely new watch because, as we know, the original ISO standard DS Action diver was made in 43mm, recently offered on a 38mm case, and there was no middle ground between these models until now. Because the new DS Action GMT measures 41mm and sits in the sweet spot amongst the most popular GMT models preferred by the people. The downsizing of the case came up with an extra benefit because this one has 20mm between the lugs. The older versions had either 21 or 19mm, meaning that the new DS Action can be strapped and customized easily with a lot of straps. And although the DS Action is a platform known to us and to the Brave Beaters channel, there are a lot of things to discuss about this new model. Firstly, when I've seen the watch renders, I thought the brand launched a diver with a GMT complication, 300 meters war resistance, essentially an addition to a caliber with an extra GMT hand. But it is not the case to be confused with a GMT diver because this is a genuine GMT tailored as one, with a bidirectional GMT bezel indicating a third time zone and not a unidirectional bezel as a diving one. Besides that, as extras, the watch is robust enough, offering 200 meters war resistance and a screw-in crown. If you want, this watch has similarities in specs with the Tudor Black Bay GMT, but this is way more handsome. Because in terms of looks, this is one of the most exciting, fresh and beautiful designs I've ever viewed. The new DS Action GMT is a combination of rich colors with great proportions and premium finishing accents, being purposed as a GADA refined traveler's watch and not as a diving tool. And that is actually a good question. Is this a risk to be confused as a homage for the GMT Master 2? It actually happened. I was in the city having a lunch break between the shootings of the GMT, and while I was ordering, the waiter was looking at the watch. And I said to myself, probably he wanted to convince himself that this is a GMT Master 2, because it looks very flashy. And yes, I think the overall case shape with the crown guards, the sizing, the premium finishing and the rich color can end up being confused with a GMT Master 2 design. The color combos of the new DS Action GMT comes in three versions. A Pepsi bezel version with a blue sunburst effect, an interesting, more elegant black-brown combo with a brown dial and gold accents on the dial and on the outer bezel, and my preferred sport version, the black rich green tone. Now, in regard to the color, this green tone is special because it's rich and electric. The pigment really pops and makes the watch to look fresh. The same happening with the well-designed rich green GMT hand. As case design and color, the GMT has a luxurious aspect, and that is happening because of a couple of key elements, as the polished outer bezel frame, but also the inner ring which separates the sapphire bezel from the dial. These two combined with the lacquered dial offers a fresh reflective view. And then the iconic DS Action case is pretty resistant against micro scratches. The case is fully brushed, typical for the line, but also the addition of the fresh colored sapphire insert helps making the watch scratch proof. In terms of proportions, although the case was downsized with 2mm, the height was increased to fit the GMT caliber with an extra hand, but also the date. The dial is made in the same manner as the case appearance, purposeful, elegant and reflective. The dial has a deep black surface which works very well in combination with the highly polished markers and hands, keeping the same identity of the diving indexes, so a premium finishing proposed by the brand. The only matted element from the dial and the main element that ties chromatically the bezel with the dial is the fresh green tone of the GMT hand, but also the tiny accent of the GMT label from the bottom. The lume is obviously present, being equipped with the usual and the reliable blue Swiss Superluminova, but not only present through the diving markers unlike other GMTs with a bidirectional bezel. Certina made a good use of the transparent sapphire insert and made the 12 o'clock triangle loomed as well. In terms of design and purpose, this watch has a specific elegance with a refined coinage bezel, but offers a contradiction with a toolish oversized crown with bigger teeth for better grip, proven and kept from the ISO standard tool diver, part of their design language, the crown ultimately balancing the case size. And moving to the specs, the new DS Action GMT measures 41mm in diameter with 49mm as lug tip to lug tip, 13.8mm in height, so a bit tall, 20mm between the lugs and weighs 173 grams on a bracelet. The watch offers a bidirectional bezel with a sapphire crystal and bezel insert, a screwing crown which ensures 200 meters wall resistance, and a GMT complication. If we flip the watch, we have a see-through sapphire window which unveils the caliber Powermatic 8661, offering a classic GMT complication following 2 time zones, has 80 hours power reserve and a Nivacron anti-balance spring. As price, the new GMT costs 1070 Swiss francs. For the finishing level being Swiss made, I'd say it's a damn good price, considering that the Seiko Marine Master SPB 381 GMT costs with $500 more. In terms of comfort and sizing, although I love the design, I have to point out that the watch on the bracelet combo, it feels a bit heavy and a bit tall. However, one suggested, and due to the compact design, the watch fits and stays very well on the wrist. It doesn't provide stress to the wrist or the feeling of wearing a heavy watch. As an example, like the Marine Master 300 on a bracelet. The 20mm bracelet has the same design and brushing finishing as the DS Action line. Has a slight taper to 18mm with an elegant clasp, a safety lever and 3 micro adjusting points. But once again at 20mm, all the reasons to complement the case design with a lot of straps, rubbers, leather or natives. As a conclusion, I am very pleased that my preferred brand becomes more exciting and more appealing for more and more people. Certina is a brand with an important history, and I'm glad to see them connect with the modern watch enthusiast through their newer releases. As I always say, there are exciting brands after Rolex, Omega or Tudor, and Certina proves it more often. In the end, I want to thank Certina for sending the DS Action GMT for review. Thank you very much. Also, I'm really curious to know what do you think about the brand's new release. Please let me know in the comments below. And as usual, if you're new around, please consider subscribing for future episodes. Thank you very much. Thanks for watching, and until next time. Be brave and stay safe.